Let us solve the exercise number 8 in the part B of Python lab. In this exercise, we are given some data regarding the batsmen and their scores. And what we are asked to do is to draw the bar diagram using the matplot library, that is matplot library. Also, what they have said is this data has to be there in the CSV or it can be there in the Excel. However, what they have said is we are supposed to add this data using GUI. In order to use this, we need a library called as matplotlib. And let's try to install matplotlib first, and then we will try to solve the problem. So I will click here, and I'm going to go to the command by typing cmd, and I go to the command prompt. And how do we install the matplotlib library? To install this matplotlib library, you have to just say pip install and matplotlib. That's the only thing. I'm going to type it here. So I'm going to say, first of all, pip space install. Let me zoom in for you. So pip install, and I'm going to say matplotlib. Okay, that's it. Matplotlib. Okay, and I'm going to just press enter. That's it. If my spelling is proper, I will be able to get it. It will take some time for it to download and install it, so you can relax doing it. I'm going to pause the video and come back to you. So once the installation is complete, this is what you're going to see. You will notice that it has already successfully installed. Apart from the matplotlib, it has installed many other things which are needed by them. Now it is already, if suppose if it is already installed in your lab, definitely the matplotlib is already installed. And if you try to run this pip install again, which on a system which already has a matplotlib library. So in that case, what's going to happen is, let me zoom in and let me show you. So if you try it again one more time, and if I press in enter, you will notice that it's going to say that requirement is already satisfied, matplotlib is already there. And it's going to say that I'm not going to reinstall anything. It is already done. So this is how you can install matplotlib. Let's continue with our program. After this, let's continue with our usual program. I'm going to just close this one. Let's close this one. Okay, so let's come back to the VS Code now. So I'm going to just close this one also. The first thing that I'm going to do with the VS Code is I will select my proper folder. So I'm going to click on this file, and I'm going to go to the folder, open folder. I will go to the location where my folders are there. My files are there. I'm going to select this folder and open up. So when I open up, if I click on this Explorer, you will notice that all my programs are there. So this is a B8 program. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to say this one as a B8.py. So this is the program. Let me press enter. Let me remove it. Okay. So this is your program, and definitely the program itself says that we need to have the matplotlib. So that is required for us. So let's go and let's import few of the things which are required by our program. The first thing they said is the input has to come from the GUI. So this is what they have said. So there must be a GUI to add the data. I'm going to use OTK enter. So let me first import this one. So from TK enter, I will import everything. So I'm going to say import star. Done with it. And I need the matplotlib. Apart from that, I need pandas because I need to create a data frame there. So I'm going to import the pandas, and generally the pandas are imported as PD. So this is the name. You can give anything, your name also. But so we will be referring a PD as panda. So it's like giving an alias name for that. Then definitely for this program, we need matplotlib. So we need matplotlib. And generally, we don't need the entire matplotlib. Inside this matplotlib, we need pyplot. So this is the one that we need, pyplot, and I'm going to call this as a plot. Okay, so that's it. We have everything with us. So let's go ahead and let's start the program. Now, if in your machine, if the pyplot is not by default downloaded, then you can again use pip install to install it. Let me try it and let's see if it is creating a problem. We will reinstall, we will install the pyplot. So I'll start with the root because they said that we are supposed to create the what is that GUI for inputting the content. So I'm going to say, let me give the title. This, what is this one? Title for this, and the title you can give is scores. So let's say give anything because they are the cricket scores that are being shown here. Different scores that have been provided there. So let's go ahead and let me give the geometry for this one. So I will give the geometry like let's say 200 cross 300, or maybe 210 cross 250, maybe something like that. I'm going to just give some value, and the last thing that I'm going to do is root dot main loop. This is required because otherwise it won't show up. Let me save it and let me run the code, and this is what you're going to see if you run the code. So you see this one. In this, I'm going to input one thing. So I will have the batsman data, then the 2017 scores, 2018 scores, 2019 score, and 2020 score. And I will create a button to add and a button to plot. So this is what I'm going to do. So I need a few labels here. So let me put all the labels and let's see how it's going to look like. So I'm going to start with the label. First one, I'm going to create the label, say LB. I will start label LB. So this is for the batsman, LB batsman, LBBT, maybe LBB for batsman, or whatever you call it as. Okay, this is going to be the label for the batsman. So it is attached to root, and the text it's going to show is this text. I want to show this text here, this text, that is the heading batsman 2017 2018. These are all headings. Okay, so I'm going to show all these headings there first. So this is what you say, a batsman. Okay, so this is the heading that I'm going to show. This is the heading batsman. In the same way, I'm going to start the label for 2017, 18, 19, and 20. One label for each and everything. However, I'm going to create one more label called as a score. It will just show you that it's a label that I'm creating just to show the text as scores. Otherwise, people don't know what is that they are supposed to type. So this will be just the scores. Okay. Then onwards, I will start with the 2017 label for 2017. And what is the label? You can say label and root, and the text that you are supposed to say is 2017. No, sorry, this is 2017. Done. In the same way, you can do the label for the all the others. I'm going to select this one. So click here and select this one. Control C to copy and Control V to paste. I'm going to paste it maybe 4 times, 2017, 2018, 2020 to here. So this is 2018, 2019, 2020. The same way, I will have to show the same thing, 2018, 2019, 2020. This is the one that's going to be shown. And as usual, we will use the grid to properly place them in the proper location. So LBL, I'm going to LBBT. Okay, this is batsman and grid. So what I'm going to do is, let me just show you what is that I'm trying to do. Let me save it and let me run it and then show you what is that I'm planning to do. Oh, where did I type text up? Let's save it and let's try one more time. And see, the all these 2017 score, whatever it is, the batsman score, all these things, whatever is there, that I'm going to put it in the column 0. Definitely, this the batsman will come in the row 1, then row 2, row 3, row 4, and so on. And I'm going to put all the text boxes in the column 2. So this is the column 0. This is column 0. The other one will be column 1, and the row number definitely will start from 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's go ahead and let's do that thing. So I will start with the LB button dot grid. Okay. And let me say the row number that I'm going to start is the row number 1, and the column number will be 0. This is the first column. Let me use the padding for that. Pad X is 5 and the pad Y for 5. The padding is extra space that you are adding. So when you have this text box over here, otherwise the text box will touch each other. The one text box will touch each other. So what we are doing is we will add a padding in between. So we will add some padding, and then we will add the second text box so that there will be some padding in between, so that in both X and Y direction we are doing it. Let me copy this and let me paste it, Control V. The second one is for the score. Let's do that. So this is a LBSCO score. Okay, and this will be row number 2. Okay, so we are increasing. So the first one will come in the first row and so on and so forth. And let me press enter, and I'm going to just do the next one, that is 2017 will come in the row number 3. Okay. So this is 2017, and I will select this and Control C, and I'm going to paste it 3 times, 1, 2, and 3. So this will be 2018, and this will be 2019, and this will be 2020. Done. Similarly, the column number has to be, the row number has to be changed to, so row number 4, row number 5, row number 6. Okay, this is done. Let me save it and let me just run it and just show you what it is going to look like. So if you run like this, so this is how it's going to look like. All the numbers will come. And in front of the batsman, I'm going to show a text box here. Here also, I'm going to show a text box, text box, text box, and text box. And you will notice that there is a 5 tab separation. So this padding is added here. In between them, I have added the tab of the pad of 5. So it looks so great. Let's create the entry field here so that we can get the data from the user. So let's go here and let's add the entry field. So I'm going to create for the batsman, I will say batsman field. So BF is entry, okay, entry, and definitely it is at the root. Okay. Similarly, say remember score is not being used. Score is just the label that it's going to appear. Okay. After that, I have the F. Remember, I can't type 2007 F. It is invalid identifier. So I will have to write it as 2017 F. Any letter followed by number. So the first letter, you know very well, an identifier must have the first letter as the first character as a letter. Otherwise, you cannot create it. So I cannot say 2017F. That is ruled out. So I'm going to do this one. Again, I'm going to Control C to copy it, and the Control V, maybe a few times here. So this is 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. So these are done. Again, the same thing, I will have to add them to the grid there. So I'm going to say baf.grid. Okay. And I will say row number is same, row number 1. So row is 1. but column number is not 0, column is 1 in this case. The reason is it must come in the next column. Okay, so you have the labels, batsman, and all these things here. All the other things will come in the second column. In the same way, I'm going to just Control C and Control V here. So I'm going to go with the 2017 F 2017. And remember, if you look at here, this will come in the row number 1. This will come in the row number 2. This is coming in the row number 3. You notice that this 2017 is coming in the row number 3. So you must be careful when you are adding this grid. So this is row number 3, and the column number definitely is that. I'm going to select this one, Control C, Control V 3 times. So this is going to be 2018. Next one 2019, and next one 2020. Done. And this is the row number 3. This is going to be row number 4. This is going to be row number 5. This is going to be row number 6. Let me just run it and just show you how is it going to look like. So when you run it, this is how it's going to look like. So you have the batsman name, you're supposed to type it, and all the scores. So I told you scores is just a label. It won't, nothing is there. So you type the scores here, and I'm going to put a button here, add and plot. When I click on the add, the values will be saved. So let's put the button there. So I'm going to go here, and let's start with the button. So I'm going to say this is add button btn. Let me make it as button as btn, and this is going to be the button. And in this button, what are the things that you need? Definitely this button is there at the root. Let me put the text, and the text is save. Let's say save or add, whatever it is. Let me put that as add, because save one and the same. Done. And next one is plot button. This is going to plot the graph here. So this is going to be button, and it is there at the root, and I'm going to use the word plot here. Let me put I'm going to use the text as a plot here. Done. Let's add them again. I will have to go with the grid here, so I'm going to say add button dot grid, grid, and I will have to say the row number. See, row number is the last row number that we ended up is 6. So this will come in the next row. So row number 7, and the column number will be 1. And I'm going to give some padding for this one. So pad x is 5, and pad y is going to be 5. So done. Let me do the same thing with the other. I'm going to just select this one, Control C to copy it, and Control V to paste it. The second button is the plot button. So I'm going to say PLT button. So plot button. So this is the plot button. I have it here. So this will be in the same row. The first one is in the column 0. The other one is in the column 1. So first will come here. Same row number is same, but column number, first one will be there in the column 0. Second one will be in the column 1. So let's run it, and let's see whether we are able to see the output. So this is how it's going to look like. So you have everything here. So this is coming in the 7th column with the column number 0. This will come in the column number 1. So now what will happen when I click on the add button? Now when I click on the add button, whatever that is typed here, these values must be stored. This is what they have said. They must be stored in the CSV file. Now this CSV file must have this header. So we will create a CSV file first, and we will put these headers into that CSV file. So let's go ahead and let's do that thing. I'm going to just close this, and I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go to the top over here, right at the top before this root. Anywhere you can do it. Let me create the CSV file there. So I'm going to call it with the name that they have given. So they have not given any name here, I think. They have not given any name, so I'm going to call this one as batsman.csv. You can give any other name. So I'm going to say with, I'm going to open that file with open, and what is the name of that I have specified is batsman dot csv. That is the name that batsman is it any. I'm going to open it in the write mode. Remember, if you're opening it in the write mode, all the contents will be lost. Okay, so I will open it as f, and I'm going to write in the f dot write. I will write something into this file. So what is that I'm going to write? First thing I'm going to write is bats. This thing. I mean, I have the liberty of copying this. I think Control C and Control V. So assume that I'm typing. So just paste it here. Okay, so this is batsman, comma. So this is what is this CSV? If you are wondering what is this CSV, this is comma separated values. So every value is separated by a comma. That is the idea here. One value is separated by a comma. Second value is separated by a comma. Third value is separated by a comma. Fourth value is separated by a comma. So all the values are separated by a comma. So before I run this particular program, I'm going to just show you the content which are there here. So if you notice over here, these are the contents which are there in that folder, that is BCA my folder. So when I run this particular program, what you are going to notice is, now what's going to happen is when I run this particular code, this is going to create that file because it is in the write mode. If the file already exists, it is going to delete that file, delete all the content of the file, and it will create a fresh file for me. So let me run it, and I'm going to show it over here. So let me run this particular code. So when I run this particular code, okay, what it has done is it's going to write, it's going to create a file called as batsman.csv, and it's going to write some content into that particular file. So you may not be able to see that file because I've not closed that file. It has the header and it has all the content in it. So after this is the first line that it is going to come in that thing. After this, I want the second lines to be entered. Now, what I've done here is I've just created that file. Now, after this, if you look at here, after this, I'm going to put a slash n because this is the first line. Then the next lines will come. Let me just close this one, and I'm going to put a slash n after this. Slash n, you know very well, new line. So this will come in the first line. You save it. This will come in the first line, and then Control yes. So let me just run this one, and let's see how is it going to look like. Okay, now you notice that because I said go to the next line, you will notice that it has created a file called as batsman.csv. Okay, so now if I just open this file, if I just click on it, whatever I've typed here, that content will come here. This is the first line. In the second line, this content will come. So this first line is over. The second line, you are supposed to add this. So you're supposed to type this thing in the GUI and then save it. So you are going to, what you're going to do now is, let's say, okay, well, let me run it. Okay, so it will create that file. I think it is already running. This will create a, you type Virat Kohli and his score, whatever it is, just assume that you typed it. When you click on this add button, whatever content which is there, it will be added. Now, one thing I'm going to show you is that, so this file is there, batsman.csv. I'm going to type a few things over here. Okay, just I'm blindly typing something. I'm going to save it. Okay, let me open it again and let me show you. Okay, now if I run this, so it is my contents are already saved. Now, if I run this, because I'm opening it in the write mode, if I run this particular thing again, what's going to happen when the program runs? If I open it now, you notice that it will delete all the content which are there here. So whenever you run this program, you must be extremely careful. Whenever you are running this program, because it is opening in the write mode, previous content will be deleted. Why I'm stressing on it is I will again tell you why this problem is there. Suppose if your program gets stuck because of some reason, your program has an error, and if this line is passed, the minute W is encountered, all the content of batsman.csv will be deleted. Okay, so because it will recreate that file. So what you have to do is once you have saved everything, let's say you run, let's assume that you have written the code properly and you have typed Virat Kohli, his score, and then so on and so forth. You saved everything and everything is saved here. Okay. Before you do anything, just make this one as a remark statement. Make both of them as remark statement and then try your program, because otherwise you will have to retype this again and again and again. What is the other option? Other option is I've already done that thing. You once you add everything, you just copy this content, okay, and place it somewhere. Okay, so this is also in the notepad or anywhere you can keep it. So this is the other way around. Let's come back to it. I'm going to tell you again more about it as I proceed. Let's come back to this story. Now I'm not going to do it because let's run this part. Now what is that I'm supposed to do is let me run it. Okay, first. Now let's assume that you are going to type Virat Kohli. Let's see, what is this? Virat Kohli and the scores that is done by it. When I click on this add, this content has to be saved. So I'm going to write a function here, right at the top, right at the beginning. I'm going to write a function, and I'm going to say add. This is going to add the content to the file. So let's do that thing. So first of all, let's get whatever that is typed. Let me just pass it first, and then I'm going to tell him. So let me run it. First, whatever Virat Kohli, whatever you have typed here, that number, this number, whatever you are typing here, these numbers, you see this Virat Kohli's number, whatever number is there, these numbers you let's assume that you have typed it. Now all these numbers whichever you have typed has to be passed to your program. So first we will get them into the program and then we will try to save it. So let's go here and let's do that. So I'm going to get the details of the batsman. So I'm going to say bats. Okay, let's say bats. So that's a shortcut for batsman. So what is the name of this field where the contents are there? BAF is my field. So I'm going to go to this BAF, that is my field. Remember, this is the entry. Okay. So in other words, if you really didn't get it, let me pass it first and let me try it one more time. So let me run it and let me show it. So this is this field that what you're seeing here is this BAF. From this BAF, you get everything into a variable. So I'm going to pass all them to a local variable. So I'm going to call this as bats, BATS. Anything you can call it as batsman. And BAF was this one. And I'm going to use the word get to get the content of that. So what is this that I have done is let me just run it. And what is that I have done here is I am getting whatever that is typed here. I'm getting it and I'm storing it in the local variable here. Okay, done with that. Similarly, I'm going to get all the other details. So I'm going to create a list here first of all. So let me create a list of scores that you're going to type. See, after this, let me just delete this. After this, let me run it first. After this, I'm going to get all the scores of Virat Kohli. Suppose if you're typing the scores of the Virat Kohli, all of them I'm going to create a list for them. So let me do that thing. So I'm going to save scores of Virat Kohli or whoever it is. So I will put them in the list. So the first one is what is the name of these things. So first one is the BAF. Then second one is F 2017. That is the next field. So F 2017, and I'm going to say get. Okay, this is done. In the same way, I'm going to do it for all of them. So I'm going just to copy this and Control C and Control V 3 times. So let's say this is 2018 So let me first of all bring this one back. So this is 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020. Done. I will remove this one extra comma is not required. So this is done. So what I've done with this one, let me just run and just tell you. So whatever you have typed here, that is a Virat Kohli's score, Virat Kohli and all the scores that whatever you have typed. So I'm just typing here. These data, Virat Kohli is taken here, and all the data that whatever you have typed is stored in these scores. Now I have to transfer it to the file. So I'm going to open the same file. So let me start the same story. Control C to copy from here and Control V to paste it here with the batsman, but I'm going to open it in the append mode because I want to add to the content. So I'm going to add it. So this is the idea. So I will add is nothing but append. It done. Then I'm going to write there. So f dot write. So how I've done it here, I'm going to write it. Now this time not writable. I'm going to write it. And the first thing that I'm going to write is the batsman. So that first part is obvious. Second part, I have to remember all of them are now list them and I have to separate them. So for example, let's say Virat and his number separated by a comma. So I have to have the separation, comma separation for all these numbers which are there. So what am I supposed to do it? So I have a batsman, I have no problem. So for all the others, I have to have the separation. So how can I do it? I'm going to use the F string for achieving this. So let me start with the F string. So I'm going to use the F string here. And the first thing that I'm going to type is the batsman. So I'm going to use the batsman, comma. Okay. Next one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the other option. So second one, the comma separated. So I will join all these numbers which are there. So like 30, 40, 50, whatever score he has done, all this Virat Kohli score, I will combine them with the comma. So how do I do that? I'm going to say join the scores, whatever scores which are there, join them on the scores. And definitely after this, after Virat Kohli, the second person, whoever is there, Steve is there. So his number must come in the second line. So I'm going to use slash n for the second line. Otherwise, everything will come in one line. That is not allowed. So after the last number, you have to go to the next line. So that is the reason I use the slash n at the end. So this is what I'm going to write. Okay. So let's run this program and let's see what is going to happen. So let me run this program. So you have the program here. Let me stop it and I want to save it and I will open it. This is the initial stage. Okay. Now, by the way, I have not connected it. So this button is not connected to that add. Let me just stop it and let me come back. Sorry about that. This is not connected to that button. Let me go to that button here. Where is this button? And for this button, add button, I'm going to use the command. Not here, sorry. Where is this button gone? Okay, here. I'm going to say command is add. So I've connected this add. Where is this thing gone now? Add with that command so that when I click on it, it will get activated. So let me run it. Well, let's see what's going to happen. So I will just type something like Virat and let me type some number because I'm just typing the blind values here. Okay, and then say add. So when I add it, let me you see that it has come. Okay, now suppose if I add something else, I'm just blindly typing, so please forgive me for doing this. Blindly some typing. I add it and it will be added. So it is added here. The batsman and the scores are added. You have to definitely type the original one. I mean the real one. Now what happens is when I click on add, the old values will be there. So once it is saved, I'm going to just delete all of them. So let me come back to the to my program here. And after this add is completed, after I write to the file, what I'm going to do is, let me go here. and I'm going to clear all these text fields which are here. So let me run it. So all these, once I add everything, once I add the score, okay, and once I click on add, if it is saved into the file, I'm going to clear all of them. How do I clear them? How to clear all of them? I'm going to go here, and I will start with the first field. What is the first field? BAF, and I'm going to say delete from 0 to end. So I'm going to say delete from 0 till the end, and I have to do the same thing for all the remaining. So F 2017, I have to do the same thing. I will just copy this one, Control C and Control V and Control C again, 2018, 2019, 2020. So this I'm going to do it. So I'm going to delete this one. I'm going to delete this one, and I'm going to delete this one. So let's see the effect now. Let me run it. And let's see the effect. So I'm going to just run it. Okay. So you say Virat, okay, something, numbers, okay, done, done, done. I'm going to click on add, and it is deleted. Now it is magically it goes, and the person doesn't know what happened. It is actually saved in the file. Okay, after saving, it will just clear all the content. Now, before clearing it, after clearing it, I'm going to want to show a message to the user saying that. Otherwise, I see it is what is happening here is, if you notice, so I type some number here. Just assume that I typed a number. Okay, just ignore me because the dog is barking there. Okay, so I assume that I have saved it here. Okay, saved it here. Now magically everything goes. It is not a good option here. So what we are supposed to do is we have to give a message to the user saying that something has happened. So how do I do that thing? I'm going to just use the, what is that, TK inter. Where is this TK inter gone? And in the TK inter, I'm going to import the message box, something called as a message box, which will pop up and just show it. So before deleting, I'm going to show up the message box. So I'm going to say message box dot show info. I will not the show error, and I'm going to say scores, or let's say batsman. That will be easier because we are adding the batsman. Okay, and batsman details save, done. Now let's say this is a message box that I've added. Remember, message box is not directly available. You will have to go here and then get this one. Okay, so let's go here and let's run this one. And let's see how is it going to appear. So now you're going to add this Virat Kohli, and assume that I'm typing the scores. Okay, I just click on add. It's a details saved, and I click here. It gets cleared. So this is how it now looks great. Okay. So let me go ahead and let's add all the data. Now I'm going to add the real data just to show you that it is really working. So I will run this program, and I'm going to go here, and I will have this one with me. I'm going to just click here, Virat Kohli, Control C to copy, and Control V to paste, and this scores, Control C to copy, Control V to paste, Control C to copy. Definitely this is a waste of time in the video, but just to show you that this really works. The real data is working. With the real data it is working, and Control C to copy, Control V to paste. So I click on add, it says details saved. If I go to the my program over here and open this batsman, Virat Kohli details are saved. In the same way, I'm not going to waste your time with the video. In the same way, I'm going to just add the second one and just demonstrate to you that it is actually working. Okay, and then what is this one? This I will just copy this. I'm just copying it. I'm just pasting it here. Just to do it here. Copy and paste. copy and paste. So I'm just pasting 2 and I will show you that I've saved details saved. If I go back to my program here, so Steve Smith has been saved. In the same way, assume that I have typed everything. I will pause the video and come back to you once I've typed it. By mistake, whatever I've done is there is a double quotes here. I think I can try it here. Assume that I've copied this one. Just assume that pretend as though I'm taking a lot of trouble in typing this whole thing. In the examination, you don't have the choice of doing this, but I have the liberty of copy pasting it from here. So okay, Control C and Control V. Don't put extra enter sign here. Very important thing that you must understand here is Control C. That one thing you must remember. That's a good thing that has happened. Don't put extra enter sign. I'm going to just stop here. Control C. Don't put again enter. Don't do that. Delete all of them. So don't no additional things are required. So I'm going to just copy this one. Control C for my reference. So this much of trouble you have taken in the examination. So you have saved everything. Okay, you've saved everything here. Done. You stop it. Okay, and your external examiner will come and say you run the program. Now, when you run the program, what is going to happen? Because this line is there in with W, it will delete all this content. That is why I told you keep it in once you have done it, keep it and paste it into a notepad. That is really required. Otherwise, what will happen is when you rerun it, because of this W, it will delete all the content. There are two ways you can do it. Once you've taken the trouble of typing all these things and storing it in your file in the CSV, open that CSV and just paste the content into the notepad or any other, not the Microsoft Word. Notepad or Notepad++ is the preferred option, not the Microsoft Word. Don't do it in copy it to Microsoft Word because it will add its own additional characters. Now, coming back to this story, what is the other way around? Other way around is don't open the file again in the write mode. How can you do that thing? Is just remark these two lines. Okay, remark these two lines, and when you remark these two lines, it is not going to open it in the write mode, and previous content will be restored. In the two ways, whichever option you want, you keep it. I will go with the copy pasting. So let's run it. I'm going to run it again. See, you've taken the pain of typing whole thing and you run this program again. Okay. When the program starts again, you see everything is lost. But because you are an intelligent person, you just copy this one, Control C, and delete it, and Control V and paste it over here. You press enter, and that is done. So this is a way in which you can do it. Now coming back to the next part. So our first part is over. Next part is we are supposed to plot. When I click on this, we are supposed to plot the content. So let's go ahead and let's write one more function for plotting it. So I'm going to write a function called as a plot. I think that word plot is there. I will use the word show plot. I'm not sure that word may be there in the. Then I will have a problem. Okay, this plot. So now what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to read all this content, and we will not read using the this open method. We will not do that thing because that's not going to work. We will use the panda for reading it. So we will read all the data using panda. What is this, a PD? If you notice over here, I imported panda as PD. So from the panda, I'm going to use it. So I'm going to use the pandas for doing it. So this is a CSV file, you know very well. Look at the extension of this file. That is, we have saved it as .csv. Saved it as .csv. So I'm going to read it as a comma separated value. So there is a read CSV option is already there with it. And what is the name of the file? Very important. Just copy paste this file name. Even if you make one spelling mistake, you will not be able to figure out. So just copy this Control C from here, Control V here, so that even if you have made a mistake, that is easily can be overwritten there. Okay, so you read it And then what you do? So now we will ask our matplotlib is there. We're going to ask this data is there. So it's going to read it as a data frame, and I will ask this one to plot it. And there is an option to plot that data, and we need to specify a few things when we are plotting it. They have said a few things over here at the end. Give appropriate a title for access chart and chart. So you are supposed to show, and then they also said to show legend. By default, it will show the legend, so there is nothing much to be done. So I'm going to say x-axis, in the graph, you have x-axis and y-axis, and you give the label. Okay, number of students or something, number of students, something. You give the label there. So that is the label I'm trying to do. So you give the label here, and what is the label that you are going to do? These are batsmen. Okay, I will give the name as BATES, batsmen you say, or batsman you say. Anyhow, you ask your English teacher whether men will come or man will come. Okay. For the that is for the x-axis, I will not write. I think you can use that word batsman. Okay, what is this a batsman? By the way, no, this is not the label. Sorry, sorry about that. This is a for label. You say X label. Okay, this is the X label. We start with the data first. Let's start with the data. So for the X-axis, I'm going to use the this one. This is the field batsman. This is the field. I'm going to use it. So I'm going to use this batsman as the field. Okay. If you want to put the label, you have this X label and Y label. I just got carried away by that. So first let's plot it. So X-axis is batsman. What is the kind of graph you're going to use it? So remember, only the X-axis, if you look at here, only this part is, let's say, this part is the text. Remaining all are numbers. So automatically the remaining part will be taken up by as the numbers. So we don't have to do anything about it. So I have to tell it that what kind of a graph I'm going to use it. So I'm going to say this is a bar diagram. Okay, and let me give the title for this one. So title is what you can say. I will say this is scorecard. Okay, so scores of all the thing. Now let's come back to that story. X label. So this X label. X label, what you can say. So let's say bats. This was a confusion. Batsman or batsman. I don't know whatever it is. So Y label, and these are scores. Okay, scores or runs. You say runs. You say I don't know. Anyhow, let me keep it as it is. So this is done. I'm going to remove this one. It's not really required. Yeah, otherwise it won't show here. After that, I'm going to say this, our matplotlib is there. So this matplotlib, I've taken it as pyplot. I've taken it as a plt. So I'm going to use a plt dot show. This will show. There is no need to say legend, even though they said that show the legend. Legend will be shown automatically with that. Now I have to connect this one with my button. So let's go ahead. Let me just connect this show plot with the button there. I'm going to go down, and I'm going to go here, and I'm going to say command is this one, show plot. So I'm connecting this show plot with that a plot button. So this one, that plot button. So this plot button was there. So let me just save it, and let me run it. So you know very well when you run it, your CSV file will be empty. So don't forget that. Copy this one and paste it here. Okay, maybe that. And Control S to save it. Very important. Save this file. Control S, or go here and save this file. You then click on this plot, and this is what you're going to get it. And you see the legend will come automatically. So you have the runs here, and you have if you can't see the names here, just click on this one, and you can increase the bottom and then make it batsman. You see that batsman is also coming here. So beautifully you will be able to see the plot here, and this is what they have said. If you want, make it as full screen, then you will see everything in the full screen. So this is what you are supposed to do in the this particular thing. So we have drawn the chart with the title, and the legend is shown. If you are wondering what is this legend, this part is called as a legend. It is shown by default. You don't have to tie anything. You just plot it, it's going to come. And that's all we are supposed to do it. But remember, during the examination, very critically important thing, once you saved this data, where is it gone? This thing you have to remember, copy it, this, not this one. Copy this and keep it in your notepad. Otherwise, you will have to type it every now and then. You have to type it. Oh, this came 2 times. Let me just delete this. It is coming 2 times. Control S to save it, and then let me plot it one more time. It's going to come. Okay, done. And you can zoom it a bit, and then you have everything with you. Okay, that's all in this exercise. Thank you for your interest. We will meet again in the next exercise. Thank you.